Okay, I think we'll make a start. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our Future Proof webinar series. Welcome to our Plant Performance Report to your mobile using SmartGlance webinar. So if you could just be so kind as to let me know you could hear me, and then I'll mute the lines. So could somebody just say hello?
I can hear you.
Hi, that's great. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll mute the lines for now, just so there's no interference, and then at the end I'll unmute them for questions.
Participant lines muted.
Okay, great. We'll begin. As I say, if you've got any questions, please save them until the end. I'll unmute the lines, and then Paul can answer any questions you've got. This webinar today is being recorded as per usual, and we will place it on our Wonderware website later on this afternoon, so you can share it with any colleagues that you think might be interested. Today the webinar is being hosted by Paul Alcock, and he's our Wonderware pre-sales consultant. Joined us in 2011, and previously he worked for a system integrator across various verticals, and overall has got about 14 years experience implementing Wonderware projects. So I'll pass you over to Paul. Good afternoon, Paul.
Thank you for that. I'll just start with the webinar. We're going to be talking about SmartGlance for your mobile reporting needs. Okay, so this webinar is specifically about Wonderware mobile reporting, and the problems that we hear from our customers is that the plant managers are trying to track their daily production, so they want to know what's happening. The maintenance managers want to know when the equipment has gone down last night or over the last week. Operations managers want to know how their shifts are performing over, say, the last 24-hour period. And the unit operators might be very focused on particular parts of the equipment and want to know how their critical parts of the plant are operating. Traditional methods using paper-based reports, often it's a snapshot in time, and they might be out of date by the time you have a chance to review them. The data may not be suitable for some kind of analysis, and if you want particular reports, and the IT resources developing them may take time, and it may be costly to actually generate these reports. If you're using web-based reports, then you get on-demand information, but they may not be suitable for all the mobile devices that you're using. And also, it tends to be a keyhole of information, so you tend to see a small amount of information rather than the bigger picture, or able to drill down and see more information. So the lack of timely and accurate information can affect the way your plant operates, and you need to it's clearly defined that industrial leaders know how to use the data to make informed decisions properly. But when you're trying to get these reports, then there are a lot of barriers. For example, there's lots of different data sources that this information can come from. Nowadays there's budget constraints. There might be a limited amount of IT resources because they are maintaining the rest of the systems, and each user might have different requirements. So the Wonderware solution is mobile reporting using SmartGlance. And what SmartGlance is, it's a native smartphone app. So it's designed and downloaded onto the smartphone device, which means that it doesn't rely on the web page. The data is pushed to the device, so you always have the latest data anywhere at your fingertips. And there's two ways the system can be set up. One is using cloud-based servers, which means obviously less IT involvement and less need for servers to be maintained. Or there's the on-premise, which means that you can have control over your system if you've got the capabilities, and also fit within your security model. The reports can be tailored for each individual user, so the entire team can see what the information that they need. What SmartGlance delivers is a way of getting your reports up, KPIs and report information as you need it. It's graphically optimized for the individual devices, so it's easy to view the tabular data and the trend information, but also it's designed for touch devices, which means it's intuitive to use. And using these tools means that you can get the data and compare against different time frames or different parts and areas of the system. You compare equipment performances. You can pinpoint particular areas that you want to gather the information and monitor that information. And you can also share this by using text messages or multimedia messages or even emails to send to multiple people in the business to see the information that you've seen and identified at the time that you've looked at the report. And because it's available on mobile devices and tablets, means that you can use it in the meeting, in the office, at home, or even when you're traveling. So there's some easy steps. First of all, the SmartGlance app, which is available on Apple devices, BlackBerry, Microsoft and Android, as well as the Windows 8 RT devices. What you do is you register your phone and site from anywhere. And then there is a tool so that you're able to deploy the reports and the data from a historian or a data source and populate your report and push that to the SmartGlance app for the different users. And it's got native connection for the Wonderware Historian, so you can select tags within there. It's also available as a download. You essentially pay for the devices. You don't pay for the software that enables those devices to get the information. There's a large library of user guides and videos available, and you can connect to multiple historians and data sources using the connector tool, and also other SQL databases. You can even connect to InTouch log files. So it's easy to set up and configure groups for the administration and the visualization of your reports. You can connect to the different data providers, and you can specify the report details, so the information and how frequently you want the information and how much data you want. And you can then log in anywhere, anytime, and view these reports. And it's, as I said, it's optimized for the different devices. So the features are, there's two types of reports. There's the real-time automatic refresh or the historical reports. And there's easy-to-use report list. You can tag each of the different reports and say, I want to add these to my favorites list. And you can even create custom reports from the device using the data that's been captured. It allows you to stay up to date with the information on tablets and mobile devices. And the powerful analytics tools, which means that I can actually select multiple pens on the trend, and I can display them against each other. And I can see them in line graph, pie charts, against the different data sources. So if it was against factories, machines, it all depends on how you set up the data. You can zoom in and pinpoint information, so you can analyze the individual points. And it supports multi-touch, so you're able to see individual points on the graph. You can flip through your reports, so you can actually see different pens against each other or different items against each other, and you can quickly just assess all those details by using the touchscreen. As I said, you can share that information by either emailing the snapshot or the real-time information over to colleagues for collaboration. It's supported on all the smartphone platforms and devices. So there's Android, Apple, BlackBerry, and Windows devices. As I said, there's two ways of hosting it. One is a cloud-based hosting, which uses the Microsoft Azure cloud server, which means that it's minimal upfront cost, and you can so no capex expenditure. It's as you use the device over an annual period. It's sized to the number of mobile devices you need, and as you have more devices, then the price per device is more competitive. You can have an unlimited amount of reports, so you're not restricted on reports. It's all licensed on mobile devices, and it's easy to add more devices. And the architecture, an overview of the architecture, is that you have the different data sources, maybe Historian, maybe even MES data, or even InTouch itself. You can connect to the log files within InTouch. And then this is then pushed out to from the mobile report client, reporting connector, to the SmartGlance app, to the end user. It's secure, so you have to register and authenticate the users. The security is built into the communication. And on the mobile device, you need to log in to start the app. And different reports can be allocated for different people. And it's encrypted, so the data is fully encrypted, as well as the communication is using HTTPS secure protocol. And it uses the same security technology that online banks use and payroll systems use. Alternatively, you can have an on-premise option, which means you have your own local report server. What that allows you to do is to meet your security policies. It can be linked to Active Directory, and you can have a perpetual license, so a one-off cost, or you can, within this option, you can even have a subscription for the client as well. Again, this is sized on the number of devices, and again, there's an unlimited amount of reports, and it's easy to add more devices to the system. As you can see here, this is the approach, the way of deployment. So you can either have real-time using the Wonderware Mobile Reporting Connector to push the data from your data sources, but you can do on demand. So there's Excel workbook that allows you to push data onto the device as well. And this is either to the cloud servers or the on-premise, and then to the end users. So as you can see, you can set up different servers for different regions to get your information. So what's new in the latest release? There's a little information button, and with that information button, then you can actually jump to different reports, or you can actually have mobile phone numbers, or you can have additional information. So if there's an alarm, you could say who needs to be informed if there's a particular alarm within a list. They've added more filters and searches, so you're able to freeze columns, and then when you scroll round there, you can reference one column against multiple other columns. There's the ability to have alerts for alarms and report information, so you're able to then drill down into those alarms. There's the addition for particular Android devices, long text displays. There's multi-language support. So in summary, SmartGlance allows you to access information anywhere, not restrictive. It allows you to drill down and use the tool to be not only a KPI tool, but also so you can actually get more information out of the system. It's pushed to your device, so you see the information in a timely manner. You can either go for a cloud-based solution, which reduces the capital expenditure, but and means that you don't have to rely on as much IT involvement, or the on-premise, which allows you to fit with your security profiles. What you can do is you can share that information as well using the email function and the SMS messaging, so that you can get the right people to take action. So you can download it free now, and you can contact Wonderware UK or Ireland today to get more information on additional getting clients and getting the information from your system. What I'll do is I've got a quick overview. Now I haven't got a smartphone device, but I've got a quick tour of how it looks and feels on a smartphone device. Okay, so when you actually download, you can actually look at sample reports on the fly without actually downloading and configuring your system, so you can see what it looks like and feels like. So you get a list of all your different reports, and I can click on these, and then I can scroll left and right to get more information on the particular in this case, manufacturing report. If I want to look at the particular equipment and see the profile, then I can look at multiple items against each other. I can change this to a bar graph or a pie chart. What I can do as well is I can also look at the information. If I turn the mobile, so it's integrated into the features of the mobile, so you're able to then see in more detail the trends. I can zoom in and see more information. I can also select on the screen and see the information at the top corner on the for the individual points, and I can quickly scroll around and see more information in the different charts. It's a very intuitive way of working. What I can also do is, say for example, I've got the grinder against the mixer, and I can quickly scroll around and see the grinder against the rotor and the dryer. I can email the reports to particular people, and so they can see the information. I can change the axis, so instead of I can change the X and Y coordinates as I wish. And I can see extra information. So I could see some information on that particular report, and maybe one of the owner of the report, there might be a phone number that I need to speak to them. And I can do that, and I can call it from the app. So this is an overview of the SmartGlance. If you want any more information, then contact Wonderware UK and Ireland.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll open up the lines now for any questions.
Participant lines are muted.
Any questions? Call for Paul.
No, that's perfect.
Okay, great.
Explanation of what it was.
Excellent. Okay. Well, if you do think of any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you for attending. As I say, the webinar has been recorded, so I'll send you a link later on today in case there's anyone else you want to share it with. Thank you very much for attending.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.